Hi everyone, I hope you had a great weekend. So this is week 8, which is the midterm week. So as I announced before, we will not have the in-person classes. So this is the Monday for the asynchronous class. I'm creating this video, and I will also add up some more videos. Yeah, I created last time to serve as the instruction or the possible examples and with the details of the demonstrations. So I will cover the very basics of the midterm, and I will let you know on which directions you can focus on the studying for the midterm exam. So you're sure, all aware of the midterm exam is coming, and get ready to learn about the instructions. And I will pick up some important topics, and you will focus on those areas of the study. So exam schedule is now we are doing the asynchronous class on Monday, and the beginning of the Wednesday, which is the 12 a.m. of the Wednesday. The exam menu will be activated. As I will give you the unlimited attempt, so which means you can submit again and again, but as the exam file is posted, you can download the exam file, and then the MS Word file, which means it includes all the questions, and you can work on that file. But please make sure, so if we are using your own computer, you can save your file in there. But if we are using the computer in the computer lab, for example, the desktop computer, as I repeatedly mentioned, if you save that and log off, that will erase your file. So please make sure to make the backup file or save your file in your thumb drive or other places very regularly, not to miss your progress in the exam. And approximately you will have the 72 hours to complete exam, because the due of the exam will be this Friday, 11/59. So as you have the 72 hours, I believe you would have enough time, but please make the plan very ahead so that you don't need to rush over. Coverage of exam will be the theory part usually covered in the Monday, and the lab part on the Wednesday covered on the Wednesday, and the Friday was your working time. But more focus will be on the lab session. I mean, what you have learned for the statistics and the analysis and application using the SPSS program. Okay, so format of exam will be 100% online, open book, take-home exam, which means you can use my lecture videos or lecture slide, but the collaboration or the AI of support, these are not allowed. So please make sure to work on by yourself, because I will use the AI detector installed in the Canvas website and check it over. So if you provide your own answer, finding the instructions and following the instructions and submitting on time, I believe you will be fine. So technically, I plan to have the maybe five to six big questions. Okay, I'm not sure, because I'm still considering maybe very big 5 questions, or a little bit smaller than 5, but 6 questions, but 5 to 6 questions. So as you experience so far in your lab exercises, each big question would have the several sub questions. So you will need to use SPSS program. So your ID and your SPSS program, everything should be ready before the exam. So again, the academic integrity is a big part of your evaluation. So please make sure not to work with other students, not to use AI program, and mark the best level of the academic honesty throughout the exam. So there are many topics covered in the regular type of the class, usually on Monday. But to reduce your the studying time, I will pick up the issue. I will pick up one topic. So the sampling method. So sampling method will be in exam. Sampling method will be in exam. So you can go over the lecture slide and the textbook, whatever, to start on the building of your knowledge. But I will post the video because during the lecture time, I covered two types of the major ways of the sampling, for the non-probability sampling and the probability sampling, and the video. So the very easy. So the video will be provided in the page of the midterm preview and the guideline. So before exam, please watch over that video. So already provided the lecture slide last time, but please read over the lecture slide and watch the video to study over the sampling method in the research method. Okay, and then coming back. So every topic covered in the lab session using SPSS program or others, all the topics are very, very important. So lecture slide, in-class assignments, if there are any, if I ask you to follow my instructions, and all course materials, usually the lecture slide they are saying, my demonstration videos. So you can watch over my demonstration videos in the previous modules as well, because it will serve you as a reference and it will help you a lot to reduce your time. So make sure that always save your file and keep your progress. Please answer all the parts of the questions, because as you experience in the lab exercises, there will be the bigger questions than lab exercises. So please make sure to work on them appropriately. So the video for the sampling will be provided, and some of the more instructions of the visualization and the recode and the level of measurement, these will be also provided. And additionally, so there will be another video for the recode, visualization, and other types of the recode. But probably for this exam, you will need to focus on that what's wrong, or what are some wrong parts, and finding some of the wrong parts of the visualization, what are wrong parts of the interpretation, and what are wrong parts of the other topics we learned so far. For example, so this is our data, right? This is our data. And for example, so saying that so for example, ABNE is fine, maybe EDUC. For example, this is the EDUC file, which is the education. And it says, for example, student A or student B was saying that the variable EDUC is nominal variable because there is no order in the attributes, and education is very good for everyone, whatever the reason, stated that it's nominal. Okay, but you know that the EDUC variable is metric variable, right? Then how would you let the student A know that he or she made the error? For example, you can say that, okay, based on the level of measurement, you can always go to the descriptive statistics and show this table, right? Show this table and saying that, all right, it starts from 0, maybe the true 0 and the 20. So these all have the fixed interval as 1 incremental increases, and you can apply the arithmetic calculation and blah 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 and so on. So by using those old standards, you can persuade and you can let the student A know that he or she made the wrong interpretation of the wrong, or chose the wrong measure of the tensor tendency, and possibly wrong levels of the measurement like that. So this type of the finding some ways that picking up the what are some wrong interpretations, what are wrong visualizations, or what are wrong parts of the choices of the method that will serve as a big part of the exam. Or for example, analyze, cross tabulation. All right. So you may remember that the column is reserved for the your independent variable, and the row is reserved for your dependent variable, right? And you may remember, this part is important. You may remember that what are the three major requirements? So you may remember the clear association, no spurious relationship, very clear causality, time order, blah, blah, blah. So you need to focus on what are the three major requirements of the causality in choosing independent and dependent variable. Or what are some criteria to determine which variable is independent variable and dependent variable? That will be also very, very important. So I highly recommend you to come back to the lecture slide and find some. So I believe there are 2 lecture slides relevant with the causality. And the understanding about the causality will help you a lot to solve those questions. So technically, the time order, the clear time order means the independent variable should have happened in a long time ago. So, for example, your level of the maybe gender, sex is anyway that's determined. So in the biological gender and the sex, these are determined at the beginning of the life. So by the gender, if there is different levels of education, EDUC, right? Okay. So based on gender, there will be some different types of the education, or maybe the degree variable. Okay. All right. So independent variable is sex, dependent variable is degree. And let's go on. All right. So this is column and this is a row. And what did I wrong? This is not 100% wrong, but it's very hard to explain what are some proportion within the female, within independent variable and dependent variable. Then you'd say that, hey, you need to go to the cross tabulation and you'd need to choose the cell column, the column percentage. Click, okay, continue, right? So by this knowledge, you can see that in female, within the woman, the largest group is high school, and the second largest group is the bachelor's degree. For the male, again, the high school is the largest group, and then the bachelor's degree, and so on. So any examples? So anything I provide in exam, so saying that student A made something, or you can reach out. So which part is wrong, and you can make some possible solution, and you can create the better table, better visualization, and the better interpretation, and so on. So based on some of the possible errors provided in exam questions, right, as I provided here or something, you'd try to improve or resolve some of the errors committed by the example. Or, for example, cross tabulation. Okay. So in case the independent variable is degree and dependent variable is sex, right? So it means that based on their high school. So if our or respondent is high school diploma holder, they become male or they're female. So it means that anyway, based on their education, it will impact on their gender identification. If you are, so for example, the way of the interpretation is, if you are high school education people, you'd choose your gender identity as female in 53.7%. And if you have that, so for example, if you have higher degree level, you may classify you as a female, more likely compared to identify you as a male. So I tried my best to make the interpretation, but it's wrong because it means that based on your education or your education level will change or will determine your gender or your biological sex, which is not very available in most cases. So by applying the 3 rules of the causality, you may find some of the logically wrong parts in any kind of the examples I provide. So use your knowledge and follow the instructions, and finding some wrong parts and fixing those wrong parts will be the exam questions in the midterm exam. All right? So I believe you know what I mean. All right, so there will be several more videos, but I totally recommend you to read over those videos and look over the previous lecture slide to prepare the exam. All right, so again, the exam manual will be accessible. So exam will be posted very soon, but the exam manual will be open for your access on the beginning of the Wednesday, and will do on this Friday. Any question you have, let me know anytime so that I can reply to that as soon as possible. Thank you very much and good luck in your exam.